All's fairing in love and war. The aero battle in Motogp rages on. We've seen new fairings today.
Finally, for me, was the rookie, like Bagnaia. How fast? They're like stunning, really. And so, yeah, by far the most exciting day. When the garages rolled up their doors, we saw the Ducati garage. It was like they were bristling with new equipment. And so, for example, new swing arm, new chassis. There are only slight adjustments, but recognizable different because I'm staring at them all the time. And then the aero package, which was very easy for everyone to see. And then I've got to say that the fastest times, the time that Petrucci set was done on the old aero. He didn't test the new one till later, but it was done on the new swing arm, new chassis. You know, in general, Ducati, like you said, they've got to be feeling good, you know. Talking to Davide Tardozzi, he's not. He said you can't rest on your laurels, you know, you've got to keep fighting forward. But yeah, the test has gone well. You know, yeah, absolutely stunning stuff. But having said that, when Petrucci did test the new aero fairing, he broke it. It was a big crash. Like, I heard it while doing an interview that the sliding went on forever. You know, I was like, oh, hope that he's all right. Then Danilo, not far afterward, walked past in his, you know, his trademark walk, and he was absolutely fine. Then a little bit later, I'd say an hour or two later, Jack did the same with Pramax version of that new aero package Ducati have, and so I don't think there's any more here. I think they're both broken. We saw the arm, you know, that we saw at, you know, it's a torque arm that goes to the rear brake from the chassis. Saw that come back. Danilo tested it only, and yeah, yeah, fantastic, exciting day.
To a name you just mentioned there, who's really impressed everybody. We knew he was going to be good. We knew he was.
Said that. There's two things. There is all the boat, like a lot of the Ducati, especially the factory two guys, I would say are the same. You know, they're really good on lap time, but also race runs. And I would say Rins as well. I would say those guys would be my favourites at the moment if you send them out to have a race, you know. And the final thing I keep saying about the Yamaha is, like I've said that maybe the last one or two nights, is that they were good here in the race. I want to see what they can do when they get to another circuit, because last year was like up and down, and we need to see them at a few circuits to see if they can, you know what I'm saying, if the problem's fixed. Yamaha rolled out some new, first time we saw anything new visibly on the bike today, and the aero package looked really cool. It was kind of a wing and then another wing after it, and Suzuki also with their new wing, and KTM had a new wing as well, that they had a short run, and believe it or not, Honda as well. So yeah, we've seen a bunch of new products out there today.
Thanks as always, Simon. No rest for the wicked, as they say. I know you've got a bunch of interviews still to get through. The track is still open for about another 20 minutes, actually, over there in Malaysia. They were live pictures that we just saw of Maverick Vinales, and we know from Simon Crafer, he had a little chat with Massimo Meregali earlier on today that they've kept a couple of soft tyres back, so maybe that 1:58.239 from Danilo Petrucci still on the track. For the time being, though, Simon, thanks very much. We'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Neil? Well, we've just talked about it there, Maverick Vinales. In terms of race pace, we know that the Ducatis quite clearly have got sensational, blistering speed for one lap. Petrucci and Dovizioso were impressive yesterday in their race runs, but they were not able to, like Maverick Vinales have done today, lap consistently in those 1:59s. His name keeps cropping up. Whenever the journalists are asking riders who has impressed you this week, the number 12, his name keeps cropping up, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah. Cal Crutchlow was asked yesterday about people vying for a fast lap time at the end of the day, and he said that basically lots of guys were doing one-off quick times, but Maverick certainly wasn't one of them. He was a guy that was consistently fast. I think he did a 10-lap run yesterday with used race tyres. 7 of those laps were in the 1:59s, which shows real good pace. Just before we came on air, Matt, we looked at Maverick's race run that he did there today, a race simulation which was around 20 laps. Quite a few 59s in there as well, and low minute 2 minutes. So yeah, he's looking really strong.
Yeah, these are pictures from Maverick Vinales. Of course, he was quickest on track yesterday after Marc Marquez had dominated the opening day, the reigning world champion. Vinales was saying to the media last night there, which I thought was really interesting, he said it feels like after the change that Yamaha have made over the winter, we know there's been this big management reshuffle behind the scenes in Awata, lots of change in the engineering group, that he feels like the DNA of the M1 is back, and all he pretty much said was, if we can just find a little bit more smoother power delivery, I'll feel as good as what I did when I came to Yamaha in 2017, when of course he had that sensational start, winning 3 of the first 5 races. It seems like Maverick is a whisker away from rediscovering that golden touch with the bike.
It does seem that way, yes. And there was another thing that he said yesterday, which I thought was quite comforting for Maverick Vinales supporters, which was, we're much better than 2018 already. I feel a lot better than I did at any point during last season. But that means nothing, because we're still only at the first test of the season. We have to go to Qatar in 2 weeks' time and understand what the bike feels like there, and then go to the first race. So it's mature from him. He's not getting too carried away too soon, and certainly his times today on track suggest he's going to be one of the favourites this year.
Yeah, well, it's not just been Maverick Vinales that's been very, very happy with progress made on the Yamaha M1 over the winter. Valentino Rossi also complimenting the work done by engineers back in the water. So let's find out a detailed analysis of how Yamaha feel this first test of 2019.